Hey, what's up, fam? On my cell phone now because the GoPro Hero 8 went back. Having issues powering it up. I guess that's a common thing. And they are phasing out the 8, so they're going to send me a Hero 9. Not sure when that's going to happen. Hopefully soon. Um, but, it is what it is. So I hadn't done any updates because of that. I was hoping to get one in. As a matter of fact, I was in the process of getting one in when the Hero 8 wouldn't come on. This past Monday is 3 weeks from my lumbar 2-level fusion. That would be from L4 to S1. 3 weeks out. I got my staples out Thursday, yesterday. I didn't realize how uncomfortable the staples actually were. That was a huge relief to have those taken out. A lot of pressure relieved off my back just because they were pulling the skin and it wouldn't allow me to move. And I'm not really supposed to move because of the fusion. It hasn't, it takes up to a year for your bone to totally fuse 100%. Could take up to a year. Most people is like 6 to 8 months, something like that. I don't know what my recovery rate is. I do know I usually recover pretty fast from. So I assume that my bone graft is on its way and doing well. Now, um, I had a question on one of my videos about getting in and out of bed, but I didn't discuss my sleep, positioning on how to sleep, which, I know in FPV, I appreciate you asking that question. That is a really good question because I meant to cover that honestly in that video. Is what it is. So I lay on my side. I take a very thin pillow and I push it between my knees um, to help support my hips. Then the hardware is on my left side. I would put a pillow between my knees. I would take another pillow that is made to go on your side, and I would slide it up underneath my side. And then I would have a memory foam pillow for my head, that I lay on, and to give me my support. So when you're laying on your side, you want to give your neck and head that proper support. So you want that 9 degree. That's how I'd fall asleep. Here we are, week 3. At the end of week 3, I don't need a cane to walk around, but it does help to maintain some balance if I need it. I don't necessarily have to have it. Here's the deal: they literally cut down through your back muscles, but they cut them down, so they're not like cutting them apart. They do go in and spread them apart, so that's all got to heal back together. So the lower back is weak. Period. Your stomach muscles shoulder a lot of the fucking support, and so does the rest of your back. I feel great, like way better than I did last week. Way better than I did in week 2. Week 1 was tough, but once everything wore off and it was only the muscle relaxers, only the Tylenol, and only the oxycodones, then it sucked. The end of week 1 going into week 2 was misery. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It sucked. And it only got worse. It really did. But it does get better. Here's the thing. I believe, and they tell you this, you got to walk a lot. And when I mean a lot, I do mean a lot. I walked a lot, or at least I thought I did, but when I look back in my instructions, maybe I didn't walk as much as I should have been. That's okay, because I'm still walking like all over the house. I have a little pattern. I walk around the table, down the hall, into my office, into the other office, into the bedroom, back in the kitchen, back around the table, and I do that. And the more I walked, the less pain I felt. And that is truth. Riding in a car, that sucked. My wife drives a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It doesn't have soft suspension. It doesn't have soft seats. It has a ceiling that's too low for this tall guy. I'm all upper body. I mean, from the legs down, I'd be a short son of a bitch. But from the waist up, that's where all my height's at. So from the seat to the ceiling, if I'm trying to sit straight up like I should be now, my head hits the ceiling. So getting the staples out, the trip there, I forgot to bring my cane, and I really hated that because it sucked the entire time in the waiting room until they called me back. After that, they took my staples out. Felt better until the ride home, and then I laid down for a little bit. And then I got back up because I couldn't sleep. So that was from yesterday to today. Sleep last night, not really. Well, now, the wife and I went out to a job site. I hired a friend of mine's son, and I hadn't had a chance to see him and talk to him. And it's been a minute, about a year since I've seen her talk to either one of them. And she said that she wanted to go out there and say hey to him. I'm like, well, I'm gonna ride with you. From my house to that restaurant is some of the worst patch road in my area. I brought my cane that time, which it was smart that I did. But yeah, we only hung out there for about 30 minutes because I got to get some work done. So I came home, but I couldn't sleep. And I laid in the bed, got out of the bed, laid in the bed, got out of the bed. Finally, about 5:30, I went back to bed and was back up about 7. Yeah, it was about 7, so an hour and a half ish or so. That's about as much sleep as I had last night, and probably 2 to 3 hours broken sleep the night before. And then the 2 days prior to that, there was no sleep. I made sure I stayed up because, like I said, if I went to sleep, when I woke back up, the pain was so intense that it didn't make me. I didn't want to go back to sleep. I would rather suffer through the tiredness than feel that pain again. Then you walk, 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 walk. You loosen, 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 loosen. Go to sleep. Doesn't matter. 30 minutes, bam, back to where I'm starting. Hurting again. And it's not because of lack of support or I didn't do the cushions right or anything. It's just the sedentary. Sitting there, sedentary, not moving. It just, the muscles would retighten and re-stiffen. And you just got to keep walking it. And they say that walking helps the nerves rebuild faster. It's very important. So that's what I do. I walk, I sleep when I can, and I'm making my vlogs. I'm getting a few packs in here and there, not going out, and really hitting it hard like I like. But hey, you know what? I can't retrieve it, and I don't want to leave it up to somebody else to have to get my shit. You know, and I've had some offers for people, friends come over and say, "Hey, man, I know you want to fly. I'll be your gopher. Go do it. And wherever it's at, I'll go get it. Doesn't matter." And I'm like, no, I just can't do that to people. I really can't. But I appreciate the offers, from my friends that I've offered, but I put it there. I need to go get it myself. So let's see how week number 4 rolls. September, first week of September, maybe the second week of September, I have imaging to see how the hardware is sitting, the bone graft's going, and all that stuff. So that's my next appointment. I'll still produce these vlogs on this recovery. I'm not sure how long I need to go on the recovery. They say there's a mental strain in there somewhere. In the next upcoming months, I've seen several people their recovery videos and how it's gone, and like 6 months in, and they're still not quite where they need to be to function in life the way they need to be, and their significant other or their friends or whatever, the patience has run out. They feel, a burden. And I always feel like a burden to people. And I don't know why, because I try so hard not to be. I guess it's because maybe it's a little bit of a pride thing. I'm always the one that's offering the help. Try to take everything on my shoulders. Because I will accept help. I think it's more a sense of accomplishment. I like to be able to do it myself, so I peace, fam.